Chapter 4 TLC Nutrition Overview Getting Your Nutrients and What to Eat. To lower your cholesterol levels, there's no getting around the fact that you must do something about the foods you eat. The TLC program's major focus is to create a nutritious way of eating that will provide the correct nutrients and will reduce the amount of saturated fat you eat. These saturated fats are the fats that elevate your cholesterol levels. First, you want to reduce the foods high in saturated fats, like fatty cuts of meat and whole milk products you eat. You will also have to replace some of the animal fats and choose some healthy monounsaturated oils, olive oil for example. Another good option is choosing a fatty acid supplement like omega-3. These fats will keep the good cholesterol up and lower the bad one. The types of food you eat can be as important as your calorie content. What is good for one person may not be the same for the other. It is thus important to understand your metabolic system and nutritional needs. What are calories? There is so much hype surrounding calories these days. All of us know that in order to lose weight, we must burn calories. But what exactly are calories? In simple words, calories are units of energy in food or drink required by the body to perform its functions. The amount of calories needed by your body depends on the amount of energy required by your body to keep warm. This is exactly what your body needs, irrespective of your activities. Typically, the larger an individual, the greater their caloric need is, or their basal metabolic rate, which is the amount of energy expended by a body at rest. The basal metabolic rate remains the same daily. If your body needs, for example, 2,000 calories today, it will require the same amount tomorrow and the next day and so on. Basal metabolic rate varies from person to person depending on the body size and amount of work you do. What can you eat? The TLC program is based on consuming a wide array of different foods, but in doing so, getting a proper ratio of nutrients to fuel your body effectively. Food choices are not restricted per se, but must be consumed in a limited amount. These amounts are sometimes a percentage of your total calorie intake for each day. Saturated fat is less than 7% of your total calories. Polyunsaturated fat is up to 10% of total calories. Monounsaturated fat is up to 20% of total calories. Carbohydrates is 50% to 60% of total calories. Soluble fiber, at least 5 to 10 grams per day, and protein is approximately 15% of total calories. Fat. The biggest part of TLC Diet program is about fats, and is where we are going to focus our attention in this beginner's guide. If you get the correct amount of good fats in your diet, most things will fall into place, like carbs, protein, and fiber. These fats can help you fight those cholesterol levels or help you feed them. You have to learn what fat actually is in order to defeat it. Get to know your enemy before fighting it. Fat seems to be a dreaded word for most of us, but have you ever wondered why there's so much hue and cry about fat? First, I need you to understand this. Dietary fat is different than your body fat. It appears that the lack of knowledge of nutrition scares most to think dietary fat is bad. It can be considered word and image association, where you hear the word fat and automatically associate it with the fat on your belly. Automatically you will think, uh-oh, I don't want any more fat on my stomach. I don't want that food if it has fat. So, is a low-fat diet a solution for all ills? Well, before answering this question, it's important to find whether you are eating healthy fats or not. Healthy fats include seeds, nuts, and unrefined oils, and naturally occurring fats in vegetables and meats. The key lies in maintaining moderation and optimizing nutritional benefits. Experts recommend that fats and oils should suffice for at least 10 to 40% of your regular energy needs. Though fats have earned a poor reputation for their effect on heart health and obesity, some fat is essential for health and well-being. Fat helps in the absorption of carotenoids and fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. Supply essential fatty acids needed by the body, which cannot make on its own, such as omega-3, which is an unsaturated fat that we must consume for our diets, mainly found in fish. Fats have the potential to harm as well as help our health. depending on their fatty acid composition, their nutritional value, and their condition. When used in a natural, unadulterated state, fat offers optimal nutritional benefits. On the other hand, a very low-fat diet can compromise our health and ability to lose weight. Fatty acids. When you eat food, the fat comprised in the food is known as fatty acids. Typically considered good fats, fatty acids are known as the building blocks of many cellular structures and hormonal patterns in the human body. Healthy nuts, seeds, fats, and oils. Healthy nuts and seeds to consume include almonds, pistachios, walnuts, hazelnuts, sesame seeds, pecans, Brazil nuts, sunflower seeds, macadamia nuts, cashews, peanuts, pumpkin seeds, and chia seeds. Fats and oils to use include almond oil, red palm oil, extra virgin olive oil, grapeseed oil, sesame oil, flaxseed oil, macadamia nut oil hemp, coconut oil, safflower oil. These fatty acids help in the transfer of oxygen to different parts of the body through the bloodstream. These fats help keep skin healthy, thus preventing signs of early aging. These promote cell membrane development and are essential for strong organs and tissue. They help the body process cholesterol and rid the arteries of plaque or cholesterol buildup. Fatty acids boost the functioning of adrenal and thyroid glands, thus helping regulate weight. Chapter 5. Cooking the TLC Way. Sample meal options. In this section, I'm going to introduce you to some delicious TLC recipes. Breakfast smoothie. Ingredients: 1 cup of fresh blueberries, half a cup of chopped baby spinach, 1 cup of avocado chopped, 2 tablespoons of almonds, minced, 1 cup of coconut milk, and half a cup of ice cubes, optional. For preparation, start by washing and draining the baby spinach. Combine it with other ingredients in a blender and mix for about 30 seconds. Serve cold. Next is a fruit salad. The ingredients are 1 cup of berries, half a cup of pineapple cubes, half a cup of chopped apple, 5 mint sprigs, 1 tablespoon of fresh lime juice, 1 teaspoon of lime zest, a 1/4 cup of water, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a teaspoon of agave syrup. For preparation, start in a small saucepan by combining 1/4 cup of water, mint spring, fresh lime juice, and lime zest. Allow it to boil over medium temperature and cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. Remove from the heat and cool. Meanwhile, in a large bowl, combine 1 cup of berries, half cup of pineapple cubes, and half cup of chopped apple. Add agave syrup and mix well. Pour the lime mixture over the salad and let it stand in the refrigerator for 20 to 30 minutes. Remove from the refrigerator and sprinkle with 1 teaspoon of cinnamon before serving. Grilled eggplant slices with chopped fennel. Ingredients here are 1 large eggplant, half a cup of chopped fennel, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and 1 teaspoon of chopped parsley. For preparation, peel the eggplant and cut into 3 equal slices. Bake it in a barbecue pan without oil. When done, spread olive oil over it, sprinkle with fennel and parsley. These eggplant slices are great cold, so you can leave them overnight in a refrigerator. Turkey fillet with walnuts and maple syrup. The ingredients are 3 turkey fillets, half a cup of walnuts, 1 teaspoon of maple syrup, a 1/4 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and salt to taste. For preparation, fry the fillets in a barbecue pan over a low temperature for about 15 minutes or until tender. Remove the pan from the heat and add water, maple syrup, and walnuts. Mix well and fry for another 5 to 6 minutes until the water evaporates. Stir constantly. Allow it to cool for a while before serving. Beef chop with pineapple and turmeric. Ingredients include 1½ pounds of beef chop, boneless, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, half a cup of coconut milk, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and 1 medium pineapple, peeled and chopped. For preparation, start to wash and dry the meat. Then, cut into bite-sized cubes. Combine the meat with coconut oil, coconut milk, turmeric, pepper, and pineapple. Mix well and set aside for 15 minutes. Use a large wok pan to heat up the olive oil. Remove the meat and pineapple chops from the marinade and fry for about 5 to 7 minutes on each side. Now pour in the remaining marinade. Cover the wok pan and cook for 30 minutes over a medium temperature. The marinade will become thick and the meat soft. Remove from the heat and serve. Salmon with zucchini. The ingredients include 1 pound of sliced salmon fillets, 2 small zucchinis, 6 Brussels sprouts, 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. For preparation, peel and slice zucchinis into 1/2 inch thick circle-shaped slices. Cut salmon fillets into bite-sized pieces. Heat up 1 tablespoon of olive oil in a large skillet and add your salmon fillets. Fry them up for about 10 minutes or until they are nice and crispy. When done, move them to a plate covered with a paper plate to soak up the grease. Set them aside. Cut the Brussels sprouts in half. Combine with zucchini slices in a large bowl and add 2 tablespoons of the remaining olive oil. Move the vegetables to the skillet and cook until the Brussels sprouts are tender. This should take no more than 10 minutes. Add your salmon fillets to the skillet, cover, and allow to rewarm. Serve and enjoy. Chapter 6. Smart Choices, Eating Out, and Social Events on the TLC Diet. During the first couple of days of your TLC diet, you may be under the impression that it is difficult to follow. However, if you stick to it for longer than a fortnight, it'll become easier and easier for you to follow, eventually becoming a habit. As we mentioned earlier in the book, there may be times when you're too busy, or you may be going out with friends to a restaurant. During this time, you may be tempted to let the diet go. The key to sticking with the diet is to prepare yourself for every possible situation you can think of. It's important that you try to make sure you always have access to healthy food regardless. As long as you have healthy foods available at all times, you will be able to eat healthy. This means you should take part in smart shopping, know how to cook your food, and you should know exactly what to eat when you're eating out and attending social events. Once you are able to handle all of that, it will be easy for you to eat healthy, regardless of where you may be. You're not going to have any excuses to run to the nearest fast food chain or eat chocolate. The way you cook is a big influence on how healthy your food is going to be. The right cooking technique can make a healthy ingredient even healthier. On the other note, the wrong technique can make things a lot worse. Take deep frying as an example. You're taking a vegetable and turning it into a giant sponge of fat. If you want to stay healthy, then you need to learn healthy cooking techniques. Cooking techniques. Cook using low-fat methods. Avoid using too much butter and oil. There are certain techniques that are preferred by advocates of the TLC diet. These cooking techniques include grilling, steaming, boiling, roasting, baking, and poaching. It is okay to saute or even do some light frying, but keep your use of oil and butter low. You may want to invest in a good non-stick pan that will allow you to cook without using butter. Eating out on the TLC diet. What you choose to eat during your outings all depends on the type of restaurant you choose. Here, I'm going to list Chinese restaurants and Italian, as those seem pretty popular. If you choose to eat out at a Chinese restaurant, stay away from the fried rice and go for food that doesn't contain MSG. Chinese cuisine consists of a lot of vegetables, but many times their cooking styles are no good. Thankfully, on the menu, you'll be able to find barbecues, roasted, and steamed food. If you choose to eat out at an Italian restaurant, don't eat too much bread. When you choose bread as a side dish, it can be easy to overindulge. Eating too much, however, can do more harm than good. If you choose pizza, go for ones that are packed full of vegetable toppings, and choose half the amount of cheese. Sometimes these restaurants overload pizza with processed meat, like pepperoni, bacon, and sausage. If you're going for pasta, choose the red sauce because it is healthier than any cream.